Hi, I'm Jason with Rainier Shade. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Rainier Express Screen with a manual crank. All right, so the first thing you do when you get to the job site is you're going to open up your box and check your contents for everything, make sure there's no damage. You're going to open it up by taking your knife or scissors, and you're going to cut along this top corner board carefully, one step at a time. Once you get all those cut, you can remove that first corner board and it's going to open up these other ones. As long as you cut in this top corner, there's nothing up here, but you're still going to want to cut carefully. Make sure you don't go too far in. One at a time, be careful not to cut too far into the cardboard. And once you cut that loose, you can break it open. Open it up. All right, so now that you got it opened up, you can check your contents, make sure you have everything and that there's no damage to any of it. Make sure there's no cuts in the plastic or fabric, powder coat, any of that. So check your contents. You're going to have your roller tube, fabric, and hem bar in one bag. If you got the optional hood, it's going to be underneath it in foam. Then you have a bag of hardware here that's going to have your brackets and if you got those hood wings and all that. So just make sure everything's there and get ready for install. All right, so now that you got your unit opened up, you're going to check the size of this compared to the size of your opening, and then also check for any obstacles on the wall and make sure there's nothing in the way. I have taken the brackets out of the accessory bags and actually put them on the ends of the roller tube so I can get an as-built measurement. So I'm going to measure from bracket to bracket, finish it in half, and then we're going to measure our opening. And then we're going to take the difference of this measurement and that, and then divide that in half to get our dimension outside of each side that we go with the brackets. All right, so now that you figured out how far out your brackets are going to go, you're going to mark those out here. So I've taken my tape and I've measured out the difference, in my case 2 7/8. Then I've also leveled the line with my 6-inch level, taken it up here and made a mark right here so that I can measure up from there. For the bottom of your bracket, in our case, we're going to want to go about 3 inches up. That way when it retracts, the hem bar is going to retract up beyond the opening here so that it tucks away when it's rolled up. So in my case, I'm going to make a mark 3 inches up. And then I'm going to take my 6-inch level and level my line up. That's going to give me the outside and bottom of my bracket right there. So once I've got that, that's my bracket placement. I've got my bracket here on the crank side. If you have a manual crank, you're going to want to remove this crank because it's going to be in the way of your holes. I mean, you can kind of get to them, but it's easier if you just remove it. So just remove these screws. Do that and set those aside real quick. That one. And now I've got my bracket. So it's a lot easier to mark out, you can see. Take it here, line it up. I'm going to want to hold my level up to it just to make sure. So I've got my bracket plumb right there, and then I'm going to mark my holes. So that I can pre-drill and mount it. All right, now that you got your holes marked out for your bracket, you're gonna pre-drill, depending on, every surface is gonna be a little bit different, but on a wood wall, you're gonna pre-drill usually. And then you're going to want to seal your holes with a construction grade silicone sealant. Anytime you're working outside, you want to seal it up to make sure no water gets in there. And then you're ready to mount your bracket. All right, now that your bracket's up, you can reattach your gear to this one and install your other end too. All right, now that you got your brackets mounted, you're gonna wanna remove this idler pin. It takes a 5/8 inch socket or wrench, and you're gonna loosen that up, and it should spin right out of there. It's threaded into this bracket right here. Remove that, set it aside in a convenient place so that when you put your roller tube up, you can pin it back in. All right, so now you're ready to put the screen up. So with a helper, you're gonna take your roller tube, and at the other end, you're gonna put the square pin into the gear. You're gonna swing this up in place, and take your pin right through here, and it should slide right in. It's gonna hold it up at that point in time. And take your socket, tighten it up. And it's up. All right, you've now completed the installation of a manual crank Rainier Express screen. Then you just want to check out the operation of it. A manual crank sticks in the eye over here. You're going to crank her down. You know, make sure everything works right, crank it back up. See it sucks up nice and tight above the window like we said in the beginning, and you're good to go. You can also check out our YouTube videos on installation of the optional cable guides and the optional hood.